Oops.
I'll be watching you on the moon.
Well, I guess I'll just have to do it tomorrow then, because off the thing.
Ah, here you are. What are you gonna do?
जी
ये जो नेटफ्लिक्स के $20 जाते हैं, इसमें हमारा वो पैकेज
नहीं
नेटफ्लिक्स इज डिफरेंट।
हाँ डिज्नी ESPN और हुलू एक पैकेज है। मैं हुलू देखता हूँ, आप ESPN देखते हो और
हाँ हाँ,
हम सारे डिज्नी देखते हैं।
तो अच्छा, तो नेटफ्लिक्स इज डिफरेंट।
जी
$20
जी
एंड हाउ
वो मेरा माइनक्राफ्ट के लिए है। माइनक्राफ्ट के लिए है, मुझे लगता है वो वाला।
उसके भी वो $10।
You know what? Yeah. Do this.
Wind, aid my hand.
Opponent snapped.
I am Iron Man. I am Iron Man.
Wakanda forever!
Oh no.
Wind, aid my hand.
Enough said, bub.
is that fair?
time to turn and burn.
È stato bello. Please go, conduct yourself.
Early access, but you have to pay for it.
On the jacket, get some stacking! Let's see what's buzzing! Be free! Fireman!
One breath, one shot.
Give me some sugar.
Also, you get him a week early.
Into the fray! Full steam ahead! Prossima fermata, Osperata! 3 bebè! È stato bello! Time to let off some steam! Ciu-ciu! È stato bello! Back on track! Attenzione! Destination ready! È stato bello! Attenzione! Please go conduct yourself. My man, you marvels.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, something a little bit different. So as you can see on the screen, Chuck is actually getting released a week earlier than a lot of other people, so we'll go into it and just explain. But you can see the timeline here, so you can access Chuck straight away, and then you get rewards as well leading up to day number 7. So rewards actually look very good with a lot of coins. Okay, I'm actually surprised how good the rewards are. So let's dive into the early access then. So it's £20, so let me just buy that in one sec. Alright guys, so as you can see, I bought it for £20, which is actually quite a lot. I know it's a mythic brawler, but still, that's a lot of money considering just how little price the Brawl Pass is. But we've got Chuck anyways. We're going to be pushing him at around 800 matchmaking to get a good idea on how strong he actually is within the meta. And of course, we'll do some other videos as well. Haven't got time to push rank 30 today. But anyways, let's just dive right into it. Before we get into today's video, I just want to give a huge shout out to Leage for sponsoring today's the app. So whether you want to play in solo showdown or with a friend in duo showdown, it's all done through the app. So you guys know me, I'm terrible at solo showdown, so I'll definitely be playing duos. And don't worry, if you're a noob like Tom, there's skill-based matchmaking, so you'll have a fair chance of winning anyways. One of the biggest questions I get is, Spen, how do I find a good teammate? Well, League is the answer to that. Using the LFG tool within the app, you can actually find your perfect gaming match. There's also a personalized gaming feed which is catered to your gaming preferences, and of course the lucrative shop where you can get a lot of different gift cards and even a scuff controller. And even if you get bored of Brawl Stars, there's plenty of other games to choose from, with likes of Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, and even more to choose from. So make sure to use the link in the description below to download the League app today. You get 500 League coins by just signing up. Also, make sure to check out the post within the League app and comment the word Gene, and I'll randomly select a few of you guys to play with me. So again, make sure to download the app, and I'll see you in League. Alright guys, jumping into the first game then. So we're not racing to get any rank 35 just because, again, I go away tomorrow for a few days, so I've got to be doing other videos. So we actually spawned with a super, so be interesting. Right, it actually knocks back the opponents as well, which is insane. You just get a knockback super for free, which is just bizarre to me. So already able to charge another super up, and it automatically charges. So yeah, I'm just spamming out these supers. I don't know what half of them do. I don't even know what my star powers do, but we're just vibing right now. We are vibing. So I'm gonna throw out a super right here. Again, our super automatically charges, so we can get
Okay, you know what? Maybe reading will help.
Time to let off some steam. Choo-choo.
Once upon a dash to the nearest post in line of sight. damaging enemies on the way. While no posts are in line of sight, throw a new post to the ground. Up to 3 posts. Okay. Shoots a cloud of steam from Chuck's hat. Okay, so it has to be in line of sight. And because I did it by walls, there was no line of sight.
Into the fray! Full steam ahead! Playtime's over, kids! È stato bello! All aboard! Playtime's over, kids!
That's interesting. Okay. So I thought you had to dash between posts, but no, you can just throw one post and dash to the other.
Go back! Destination Playtime's over, kids. For the all aboard! Destination Playtime's over, kids. Victory! Into the fray! Time to let off some steam! Choo-choo! Prossima fermata, ospedale! You need more training! Into the fray! Full steam ahead! Grazie a tutti! Victory!
Easy dubs.
Into the fray! Full attenzione! Arrivederci! Time to let off some steam! Choo-choo! All aboard! Prossima fermata, ospedale! Into the fray! Full steam ahead! Bravissimo! Pianissimo, please! Alla voce! È stato bello orchestrato!
Ready for another? Another round.
ठीक है.
point of this?
Oh, did he not have any energies? Oh, he's in big trouble. Oh, this was crystal. Damn. Yeah, I guess that's closer to what I actually look like. I like this. So you're my next opponent. Interesting. Oh yeah, feel the burn. You win some, you lose some, but the important thing is not to give up. That's encouraging. I like that. Okay. I'm guessing the new people are here. What is this?
Hey everyone, it's Sevi. Coming up in Star Rail version 1.4 is another trio of very attractive new characters, plus our first rerun banner featuring the one and only Zila. In this video, we're going to analyze what we know of their kits, weigh their pros and cons, along with other considerations that can help you decide who you might pull for during this version if you're still on the fence about it, or if you'll be skipping entirely. Let's begin. For the first half of 1.4, we have Sword Master Jingliu, a 5-star ice character on the path of destruction. And I'm just guessing here, but I think Hoyo really loves destruction. She's got a pretty interesting and relatively easy to use kit in which her gameplay loop mainly involves going in and out of her spectral transmigration state by generating syzygy stacks with her normal skill attack and ultimate. During her spectral state, she can only use her enhanced skill attacks to deal blast damage, but its unique mechanic is that she consumes every other ally's HP and converts it into an attack buff for herself. That's very befitting of a destruction unit and a pretty morbid way to get stronger, but knowing her lore, it is quite appropriate. It's the first unit we've seen who implements this team lifesteal mechanic, and in contrast to Blade, who consumes his own HP to buff himself. That brings in new considerations and potential synergies to unlock. For one, we'll have to see how she changes up team survivability dynamics, as you have to deal with both enemy attacks and Jingliu's own team lifesteal. Well, it seems that it'll be chipping away very little HP that could still add up to be quite a lot of HP in a long fight. We'll see if preservation units who have minor to no healing utility can still be comfortable enough in keeping your team alive, or if abundance units are simply going to be much more preferable to maintain consistent team-wide sustain. If the attack buff also scales based on the amount of HP she consumes, then that will give a bit more incentive to use allies with high HP. For example, you might have someone like Bailu or Fushuan who not only have high HP stats themselves, but can also boost your entire team's max HP, which makes for even better synergy for Jingliu. Furthermore, she complements allies who actually want to lose HP. Right now, Blade is our main example, as losing HP helps him deal follow-up attacks faster, and he buffs his ultimate damage based on the HP he's lost. I'm sure we won't be limited to him, as this seems to be a mechanic that Hoyo will continue to explore. Jingliu would also be able to trigger the 4-piece Longevous Disciple for others, since the wording states that allies who consume the wearer's HP will trigger the crit rate buff. Then, as for her skill point consumption, her normal skill attacks still need skill points to generate Syzygy stacks, but during her spectral state, she will instead consume Syzygy stacks to do her enhanced skills. The end result is that this makes her not as skill point hungry, which is in clear contrast when compared to Imbibitor, who destroys skill points. She's not going to be a totally SP neutral unit, but she'll be more forgiving in terms of SP management, which should help open up more flexible team comps, since you won't need steroid-powered SP generators as badly. While she's going to have hyper carry comps as her standard template, it also seems very possible that she'll have good potential synergy in some dual DPS comps like with Blade, especially since she won't hoard too much SP, and as long as you pair them with other SP-positive supports. Given the very impressive track record, and for our other new featured 5-star hunt character, it's Numby, the stonk spinning warp trotter. Along with his topaz girl, I guess. Look at his bow tie! Look at its size beside regular trotters!
But if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Very violent eulogy, I like it.
But as cute as they are, you should be aware of how their playstyle works, and if it's something that'll largely benefit your preferences. Their gameplay is generally about marking enemies by applying the Proof of Death status, which increases the follow-up attack damage received. Numby acts as a separate entity that has its own speed and turn counter, and it does follow-up attacks on the enemy afflicted by Proof of Death. Topaz can buff Numby's damage and crit with her ultimate, and she has certain passives where ally attacks can advance Numby's actions to let it do more frequent stonk attacks. But since the Proof of Death amplifies any source of follow-up attack damage, this opens up very interesting synergies with follow-up attack teammates and teams focused on that playstyle, and makes Topaz also a partial support teammate. So far, we have a good amount of units that incorporate follow-up attacks in their kit, like Clara, Himiko, Jingyuan, and more. We'll definitely get more such units in the future, so Topaz and Numby's value could continue rising. Her mechanics are primarily single-target oriented though, so you'll definitely want other teammates that can supply enough AoE damage to get you through this multi-target waves. It seems like Topaz is going to be a pretty good pull if you're invested in that mechanic. We'll have to see how Topaz's skill point efficiency. The new 4-star unit running alongside her is a dot nihility unit instead, who is geared towards another niche. That's Gwynaifen, a fire nihility 4-star whose kit is about applying burn and increasing the damage enemies receive, which is pretty much par for the course with our dot roster. Her skill deals blast damage with a chance to inflict burn, and her basic attack can inflict burn too. Then when enemies take burn damage, there's a chance to apply the Fire Kiss debuff, which is a stackable vulnerability debuff that increases the damage the enemy receives. Using her ultimate deals fire damage to all enemies and triggers a portion of burn damage if an enemy already has an existing burn effect, just like how other Nihility dot units have a way of triggering their own element's dot, or Kafka who can trigger all applied dots. It's a pretty simple kit that reminds me a lot of Luca, but fire. Though the main differences aside from their elements are that she's more effective in multi-target scenarios with her AoE attacks and debuff application, and her Fire Kiss debuff is triggered by the enemy taking burn damage, which is pretty distinct from Sampo and Luca, who have to apply their debuffs via their ultimate attacks. She's clearly meant to knows. Maybe she might even get a rate up on the Kafka rerun banner. Speaking of rerunning, our final consideration is Zila, who was the very first limited 5-star on Star Rail's release, and with the PlayStation release, it's only fitting that we're going back full circle to her. She definitely made her mark as one of the best DPSs thanks to her packed kit. Resurgence grants extra actions by killing enemies, which can make her deadly in multi-target scenarios and bosses with easy-to-kill enemies, plus she amplifies her own damaging speed to make her deal an insane amount of single-target quantum damage. Of course, now that our roster has grown, there's a lot of strong competition in both single and multi-target scenarios, but Zila still held her ground as a top-tier deep in multi-targeting that we're going back full circle to her. She definitely made her mark as one of the best DPSs thanks to her packed kit. Resurgence grants extra actions by killing enemies, which can make her deadly in multi-target scenarios and bosses with easy-to-kill enemies, plus she amplifies her own damaging speed to make her deal an insane amount of single-target quantum damage. Of course, now that our roster has grown, there's a lot of strong competition in both single and multi-target scenarios. But Zila still held her ground as a top-tier DPS, and if she's a unit you just really personally like, you won't go wrong with her. However, if you're also more interested in other DPSs, like if you already have well-built DPSs, are already pulling for Jingliu, or are looking forward to other releases or reruns of DPSs, Zila can safely be skippable. There's already a lot of content about her, so you'll have a pretty good idea of her practical capabilities and synergies. As we wrap up, here's a quick summary of what to consider for each of the new 5 stars in version 1.4. Jingliu seems to be a straightforward unit who will predictably be strong just like her destruction peers, but has lifesteal mechanics that does open up certain synergies. Meanwhile, Topaz and Numbi have a more unique set of skills that's focused on buffing follow-up attacks. So we'll wait and see how her personal damage is like, how good she is with other follow-up attackers, and how much her value will grow as we get more follow-up attack units released. If we take a peek at the next releases, we have Prince Charming Argenti, a 5-star physical erudition unit, Huo Huo, a 5-star wind abundance unit, and Hanya, a 4-star physical harmony. I'm very curious how a new 5-star physical unit will play like, and how these new supports can add something new to the table that distinguishes them from the current options. And since 5-star reruns are already starting, it's likely that Jing Yuan will be running in the next patch, with Silver Wolf also being a possibility if Hoyo will start featuring quadruple character banners. But how about you? Who's caught your eye among these version 1.4 banners? Are you throwing your Jades at Ice Mommy, Little Space Piggy, or the good old reliable Zila? Or saving up for other upcoming units? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all soon. Take care!
Hello new Trailblazers, welcome to Honkai Star Rail. I'm going to be giving you guys a rough beginner's guide on things that I wish I knew when I first started playing Honkai Star Rail, mistakes that I've seen new players actually make, and my own personal recommendations on things that I think you should be prioritizing and doing in the game. Now, if you guys do find this video helpful or enjoyable, do feel free to subscribe to the channel. We do upload frequent guide videos all the way following from what to farm at different Trailblaze levels, to personal character guides, you name it, this channel has it. So with all that being out of the way and being said, let us hop into the video. Alright, first and foremost, we're going to hop into Stellar Jades. Stellar Jades is pretty much your premium currency in Honkai Star Rail, which you are going to be able to spend on limited character banners and limited light cone banners. Now, the limited characters do run for a certain amount of time, normally around like 3 weeks, 21 days. This current banner right here is going to be ending in a day and 17 hours, as well as their signature light cone, a day and 17 hours. The regular warp, the stellar warp, is a permanent banner. We call that the standard banner, which you do get additional rewards when you do wish on this banner 300 times. Now, I've seen a lot of new people, new players, actually spend their stellar jades on this because they want to try and speedrun it to get the 5-star character. Now, do remember, you are going to be able to get a chance of having these 5-star characters whenever you use your 50-50 on one of these limited characters, so eventually you will end up getting there. I've been playing this game for about 155 days now. I have still not hit the 300 mark. I'm in no rush. I also advise you guys, especially if you're a free-to-play player like myself, do not use your Stellar Jades on the standard banner. It's a permanent banner for a reason, right? No rush. Take your time. Use only the Star Rail passes you buy from the monthly shop, Sim Universe, leveling up characters, stuff like that, you know? Trailblaze Ascension rewards, etc., so on and so forth. Save your Stellar Jades for the limited character banners and the limited light cone banners. I've seen too many new players actually spend their Stellar Jades on this, and then they tell me, Envy, which character should I pick? And I'm like, wait a minute, you shouldn't even hit that yet. I haven't even hit the 300, right? And then the next day, the next week, they're like, Envy, I'm out of Stellar Jades. I can't actually get this limited character. They're about to go away. I'm freaking out. What do? Don't be in that situation. Save your Stellar Jades. Only use it for the character banners and the light cone banners, in my opinion. That is the biggest #1 recommendation and tip I can give you guys for starting Honkai Star Rail if this is your first time playing a gacha game. Alright, let's move on to #2, which is going to be not investing in too many characters early on. So my recommendation would be focusing on your core 4, and by that I mean focus on 1 DPS unit, 2 support characters like a Harmony character and a Nihility character, and then a sustain character like an Abundance character, aka your healer, or a preservation character, aka your shield, your tank. And with that, you should be good throughout the entire game's content. You should be fine. There is going to be a moment where after that, you are going to have to focus on 8 characters for the Memory of Chaos and the Forgotten Halls. But that's a little bit later down the road. Focus on your core 4 for now so you don't spread out too many resources. And if you guys are wondering which characters that I would recommend focusing on and what of these 4 stars or 5 stars that have very good value, there is another video talking about that, so please do I recommend giving that a quick look. There are plenty of great 4-star units in the game, especially support characters that I would highly recommend leveling up and focusing on, because I still use them all the way until endgame. As you guys can see, I'm using my Asta. She's basically a free character you get, and I think your very first character you end up getting in Honkai Star Rail. Phenomenal unit is all I'm going to say, but yeah. Okay, now quickly moving over, while you are investing in these characters, try not to level up all of their traces, because trace materials might be, it takes a long time to farm these trace materials to level them up. You don't need to level up every single trace you get for every single character. Now for Don Hung and Vibrator Lune, he is my DPS character, and all of these do help him with his damage, so I will be leveling up all of these. As you guys can see, they're maxed out. But characters like Asta, like I mentioned, all I really need is my talent leveled up and my ultimate to give speed to the enemies and attack percent, like 70% of it, to my teammates, and I'm pretty much good, you know? For example, Jing Yuan, he has these maxed out because he's going to be Eing most of the time. His ult, damage, and talent. He rarely ever single attacks because you always want to be building stacks with the skill, which is why I never actually leveled up his auto attack. I get to save a little bit of money, credits, trace materials, so on and so forth. Japard, my shielder, my preservation character, I maxed out his ultimate. I don't really need to level up anything else other than that. His ult is pretty much good to go. You guys see where I'm going with this? Su Shang, she's my DPS character, so she's maxed out. She's a hunt character. She kind of needs it. So on and so forth. Ting Yun, skill and ultimate, not so much maxed out on the basic attack. We're using her for her buffs, not really for her damage. Now Yukong is the exception, and she does provide exceptional damage, which is why we maxed her out even though she's a Harmony character. But I think you guys get the point, right? That I'm trying to make. You only need to level up certain traces depending on the character, and if you guys are wondering what trace to level up for which character, then do look over my individual character guides for said character, and I do tell you the trace priority on what I normally focus on. Okay, and talking about focus, I want to mention when you are using your preservation character on your team, make sure your preservation character is all the way on the far left side for your team or all the way on the far right. So preservation characters have the highest taunt value in the game, and when they get hit by an AoE hit by the enemy, they are gonna be they are gonna have their allies, aka your allies, get hit in the process. So if Japard, for example, is right here in the middle and he gets hit by an AoE attack from the enemy, Silver takes damage and Pella takes damage as well. But if I move Japard over to the corner, only Pella is getting hit, and we save a little bit of extra splash damage on one of my other units, less need to actually heal that unit. So either 1 or 4, so if Japard is on number 1, for example, then Japard will get hit, and then Silver will get hit, Pella and Don Hung are good on that front. Now, do keep in mind this only applies to some enemy attacks, not all enemy attacks, because some enemy attacks will attack the entire team no matter what. But if it's going to be like splash damage, then make sure your preservation character is on the left side or on the right side. Okay, let's start rapid firing through some of these next ones here. Number 5 is going to the monthly shop and buying these free wishes every single month. Star Rail passes, special passes, Star Rail passes, and Tracks of Destiny. They're available every single month on the Reset in the Embers Exchange, and you get this Undying Ember by pretty much just wishing. So you should have that currency, and you should have enough to actually fully buy out 5 wishes each and the Tracks of Destiny. Make sure you guys do that every single month. And speaking of routine, if you want to head over to your assignments here on the menu screen, you want to always prioritize XP materials and credits, all right? The rest of the stuff you don't really need. You don't need any of the synthesis materials, character materials, really. Focus on the XP materials and the credits. Light cones are very hard to come by unless you're farming the calyx, credits, XP as well. It's all resources that you need for your characters to either level them up, level up light cones, and credits are the backbone of literally everything. These are the 3 that you should be prioritizing on, and then your 4th and final one, you can kind of use it for whatever you want. So I'm using it on pretty much character materials. And after you do pick what you want to send out your characters on, this might be hard to actually achieve early game because you're going to have a lack of characters to actually do this. It'll show you the recommended paths. Right here, it's Hunt and Destruction. If you send out 2 Hunt characters or 2 Destruction or 1 of each to fit this criteria, you will get additional rewards. Now, if you only send out 1, you're going to get less than the 20 max here, or less than the 10 ones. Now, light cones are really good for current characters that are already out in the game, and if you recommend you get credits. I'm sitting here and I got 26,000 credits for just chilling. That's 26,000 credits you can use on your characters to level up.
Oh wait, this is only Jinglu, so when is the Salie one? after October 27, Saley will be available.
Level up. A relic.